Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're looking at, well, a pretty fascinating anomaly in the business world. Think about NVIDIA's massive footprint and Jensen Huang's status as an absolute tech titan. Despite all that, there's this glaring silence around his actual day-to-day management style. Nobody really talks about it. So, we're going to break that silence today.
Okay, let's dive into this missing leadership conversation. Why are so few people dissecting his specific management style?
You see, when we dissect top CEOs, we almost never talk about what actually makes Huang different. Which brings us to, honestly, kind of an uncomfortable question for all of us. Are you afraid to stand out as a leader? Because so often, we just conform to these traditional corporate molds, right? Standing out feels incredibly risky, and we constantly worry about not having every single answer right at our fingertips.
Well, let's fix that right now. Because if you really want to excel, you have to look closely at the people who completely shatter those traditional molds. We're moving past that fear of standing out today, and we're unpacking the powerful solution used by the head of one of the world's most advanced companies.
Which brings us to Jensen Huang's secret weapon. It's totally counterintuitive how the head of such an insanely advanced tech company actually leads his team. You might expect the head of a massive technological powerhouse to lead with absolute technical dominance, boldly claiming to know every single metric and breakthrough inside and out. Instead, he literally leans into vulnerability. He's never afraid to admit what he doesn't know. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that in a corporate world where leaders feel this crushing pressure to pretend they have every single answer, Huang's true secret weapon isn't technical omniscience, it's absolute humility. So, how does NVIDIA stay ahead with this approach? Let's look at how this humble philosophy actually translates into a rapid-fire strategic advantage. Admitting you don't know something isn't just some charming personality trait, okay? It's a profound strategic advantage. And it follows a very specific rhythm. He asks questions, he listens hard, and he learns faster than anyone else. And this brilliantly illustrates that his humility is not passive. He doesn't just sit back and shrug his shoulders when he doesn't know something. No way. It is an active, frankly aggressive procedure for gathering knowledge so he can completely outlearn the competition.
That is exactly how he keeps NVIDIA ahead. It's a direct line from this active learning approach right to massive industry dominance. By constantly seeking the truth, rather than just pretending to already possess it, he ensures his organization is always adapting and staying on the absolute bleeding edge. Active learning outpaces faking it every single time.
Now, it's time to level up your leadership. So, the crucial point is, how do we translate Huang's traits into your own actionable career growth?
It really comes down to a stark choice. On one side, you have the traditional trap, pretending to know it all. It's exhausting, it makes you brittle, and eventually it just flat out fails when things get too complex. But on the other side, you've got the Jensen Huang model, staying curious, staying humble. It completely relieves that heavy burden of having to have all the answers, and it opens you up to limitless growth.
So let's lay this out as your ultimate takeaway toolkit. If you want to lead like Jensen, you need to memorize these principles. Number 1, don't pretend to know it all. Just drop the facade. Number 2, stay curious and keep asking those questions. Number 3, stay humble and listen hard. And finally, keep leveling up. Because when you combine that curiosity and humility, constant, unstoppable growth is the inevitable result.
Which leaves us with a final, lingering thought to close out our time together today. What will you admit you don't know today? I really want you to take this counterintuitive mindset into your next meeting or your next big project. Find the gap in your knowledge, own it proudly, and just start asking questions. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Stay curious and keep learning.